This is Max Williams with United Real Estate, and today I'm in Midlothian, Virginia. And today we're going to take a look at a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath home. This home is located here on a half-acre lot, really stately subdivision here. As you can see, we've got great pride of ownership. We have a crew down there creating a lot of unnecessary noise, messing up my video, cutting the grass, but I guess that's a necessary evil when you're trying to maintain beautiful, beautiful curb appeal like this. This home has a side entry garage. When I pulled up, I noticed we have a dimensional roof, dimensional shingles, or architectural shingles, as they're also known. With this home being built in 1984, that makes sense when you do the math. Regular builder's grade roof is rated for about 25 years. These are rated for probably 30 to 40, depending on the manufacturer. We've got nice aggregate little design here. These are 2x4s they laid in the sidewalk. Just kind of interesting look. I'm really impressed with the curb appeal here at this house. Okay, today I was thinking about scams. And unfortunately, scams are a part of our daily life. We've got to be very, very careful, especially when it comes to internet-related scams. And unfortunately, the scammers have moved into the real estate market, and there are things that individuals have to be careful of as a result. When I think of the most common scam, it probably has to do with rental property. And when I say rental property, let me explain how that scam would work. An individual goes on Craigslist looking for a house to rent, and they see photographs, house looks interesting. They then contact the owner, or who they think is the owner, and they say, hey, I'm interested. They fill out an application. They get approved. They're excited to move. They're going to move into a new home that they like better than the one that they're in. They've been approved. They're ready to go. The quote-unquote owner says, hey, I'm overseas. I'll be over here for another week or two. Go ahead and send me the money for the deposit, and I'll overnight you the keys, and then boom, you can move in and everything will be fine. You probably see where I'm going with this. Lo and behold, the money is sent, no keys ever come. That person that they thought was the owner was actually just a scammer, typically in a third world country, with ashy feet and sandals, and they don't own the property. They don't own any property. They just sit in a cafe all day, every day, and attempt to scam people. Lo and behold, that money is gone. It's sent in the form of a wire, and there's no getting that wire back. The bank won't be able to help you. That money is gone. There's little chance of any law enforcement going after these people because, well, number one, they're in another country. Number two, for law enforcement, it's a relatively low dollar crime. It's not like they stole millions and millions of dollars. So you are just simply out of your money. The way to protect yourself is, number one, if someone tells you that they're out of town and they want you to send money, immediately you know because you remember Max talking about the scam. Number two, even if they don't tell you they're out of town, you can always verify property ownership in your local county or city. All of that information is online. If you don't know how to do it, just simply contact a real estate agent in your area, and they can pull up property ownership records within a couple keystrokes. So you always want to know who you're doing business with and don't get caught out there like that. One of the other scams that I see, I haven't seen this in a couple years, but this happened back a few years ago when my buyers would close. Within a week or two, they would get an email from, they would get a snail mail, regular mail, from a company that says you need to now register your deed. And it told them to send like $95 in order to do that. It looked official, it looked legitimate. However, getting someone to send you a copy of your deed is like me paying someone to get a copy of my driving record. I can go to DMV and do that myself, and it cost me a few bucks. But there's no reason for me to have to pay somebody to do that. And while what they were doing maybe wasn't illegal, it was still unnecessary, and they were taking advantage of people because you don't know what you don't know. So I made it a practice whenever we close to inform my buyers that if anyone contacts you about anything regarding the transaction, asking for money, anything related to paperwork, you call me or you call the settlement agent to verify that it's legit and not a scam. And then that way they know they're protected. They don't have to worry about somebody taking advantage of them. Because as I've said before, you don't know what you don't know. So out of the hundreds and hundreds of those letters that they probably sent out, I'm sure they got a percentage of people that just went ahead, assumed it was legit, and cut a check for $95 just because they thought that that's what they were supposed to do, and they didn't bother to ask anyone. So now you know, if you or anyone that you know is purchasing real estate, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't use me, but if they did, then you wouldn't have to worry about that, because that's part of my standard briefing, is to share that information with all my buyers. My number one concern for them is making sure they are protected in the process. A house is a house. There's some that are nicer than others, some that work better for you than others, but I guarantee you, even the nicest house is going to turn into a nightmare if you get scammed and somehow taken advantage of as a result of that purchase. So we always want to make sure that we are protected in whatever we do in these real estate transactions. These are the largest investments, the largest purchases, the largest check that you write on a monthly basis typically is for mortgage or rent. So you want to make sure that you're protecting your hard-earned money and not giving it to somebody that does not deserve it. Okay, we're in the master bath. This is gorgeous. We've got nice skylights up there. All right, you guys know the deal. We got to open the door and get close to this one. All right, we've got a beautiful rainforest style shower head. We've got a second one. It's handheld. It goes right there. All right, boy, that's nice. That's really nice. Beautifully renovated bathroom here. The kitchen also, as you saw, was gorgeous. I'm just in love with this property. It's got formal and informal space. Just very, very well done. If you have questions about this or any other home on the market, my name is Max Williams. This home is also eligible with my investor for the rent to own program. So if you were looking for a home, you're not quite ready to pull the trigger, we've got a corporate investor that may be able to make it work for you. From a rental standpoint, you just simply move in, pay rent for up to 5 years. If you decide to get your own mortgage and close, you're more than welcome to do so, but there's no obligation. Max Williams, 402-7788, can be reached on Facebook, under Richmond Area Foreclosures on YouTube, under my name, Max Williams Realtor. Thanks so much for taking the tour. Have a great day.